Hello, my name is Gautam Kapoor and I am the founder and creator of this YouTube channel. My website is www.starsandastrology.com. Stars with an S, again www.starsandastrology.com. All right, I think it was prudent, actually, let me rephrase, I think it was imperative that I do this video. I've been getting a lot of messages, text messages, WhatsApp messages, people asking me, what do you think about astrology and the Covid-19 pandemic, the virus, and all of those things. So I think seeing everything that I've got, there's been a lot of astrologers, Vedic and Western astrologers, all coming with their own prognosis and some assumptions. Now, you should always note that a lot of these people always jump on an event after it has happened, and then they'll say, we spoke about this thing about 8 months back or what have you. And if you go back 8 months back, the prognosis or the predictions were very vague. Oh, well, the world's going to see some problems. You know what? Every year the world sees some problems, whether it's tornadoes or natural calamities or what have you. Every year we see it. So no biggie over there. A lot of people succumb to different viruses. People succumb to, sadly, to even poverty, hunger, malnutrition, all of these things. And this is part of life. This is the way it is. Unfortunately, I wish this was the perfect utopian system where everybody was well fed and everybody had food. Anyway, that's a separate conversation. So going back to the discussion based on the pandemic or the COVID-19 virus, I should tell you that the science of astrology is designed essentially for human beings. There are three foundational variables or three foundational mathematical variables. One is your date of birth, your place of birth, and your time of birth. Based on these three variables, we look at your rising ascendant, we look at the constellations on the star, we drop a chart which is called the natal chart. That is your snapshot at the time you were born. That's part of your destiny. The transits and other things determine your karmas and the strengths of those planets during the time, It's probably a vague explanation to some extent, but that's the easiest I could summarize. Irrespective, I went back to all the way back to 1918 when the Spanish flu hit. I looked at 2009 for the swine flu. I looked at 2020, which is the COVID-19. I try to draw any parallels, any comparisons, and we're going to go a little bit more into the technical aspect of that, but essentially there is absolutely no parallel. If anybody tells me that, listen, well, you look at Jupiter or you look at Saturn, it transited into Capricorn, and if you look at 12 years back, we had something similar. We saw some malaise with the 2008 Great Depression. Well, let's look at 1929. Let's look at 1987. Let's look at 2001. There is absolutely no correlation. I am very, very happy, and I'll tell you this for a fact, that every astrologer that I challenge on any forum, whether it be YouTube or Quora or the Astrological Weekly or whatever it is, all of these guys talk big. The moment they're technically challenged, they never come back. They quietly slip away. They look about me, they know that I've done my research, and they just quietly slip away. That's all right. And I'm telling the same guys, I've seen this woman talk about the placement of Moon and Leo, and I've seen, there's another kid, there's a video, there's a couple of other astrologers. It is total gibberish nonsense. If these guys have the courage and if they've got the conviction to come and do a technical debate, which the whole planet can see, we can do it on Skype or we can do it on Zoom or whatever it is, and we'll upload it on YouTube. We'll do it right over there. There is absolutely no technical basis. So let me just pause here for a second. We're going to go into the chart, but I do want to say one thing. I know these are tough times. These are trying times. I do want to help a lot of people. There's one thing I do want to tell everyone. The antibody testing, that seems to be very positive. I do suspect that a lot of Indians have some inbuilt immunity because I've seen different mutations of the virus back in the day. Malaria was prevalent in parts of Africa and parts of Asia. I think it looks like these folks might be immune to the COVID, or at least some of the mutations. Can't say for sure. I nevertheless plan to do some antibody testing next week. Assuming if the antibodies got created or what have you, I plan to donate my blood so the plasma treatment can happen for COVID-19 patients who are sick. I implore you, I request you to please do the same thing. Please help out these people. The other good thing that comes with the antibody testing is if people feel they have the immunity, they can actually get back to work. Obviously, you need directions from CDC and the government, and you should always follow that at this point of time. But please, please, please do your bit. I would also like to say that I want to help people. For people who have been unfortunately infected with the COVID-19 virus, I am requesting that you please reach out to me. I'd like to help you. Don't intend to charge a penny from you to help you out. I think it will help me with my research, because I am singularly looking at your chart. Or folks who have been affected financially for whatever reason, please reach out to me. No charge for you guys. I want to help. This is the least I can do in these trying times. But thank you again for your time, and let's go into the technical details for the COVID-19 time-based ephemeris astrological analysis. Stand by. Here we go. So let me start with 2009. This is the time when the H1N1 or the swine flu came about. If I look at 2009, I can see at that point of time that Saturn is in Leo for most of the duration, and then obviously it went to Virgo, or it transited to Virgo at that point of time. Importantly, Jupiter was in Capricorn. This is a sign where it is debilitated. Rahu was in Capricorn. Then it during I think towards the end of 2009, it moved into Scorpio. Let's actually go back now to 2020 right over here, and I'm going to draw a monthly ephemeris, or the Panchang as we call it, according to Vedic astrology. You can see that Saturn is in Sagittarius, Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Saturn will stay in a sign for about 2.5 years. Jupiter stays for a year, so about 12 years will complete the entire zodiac cycle, so to say. And Rahu came into Gemini. So clearly, just based on this, there is absolutely no correlation over there too. So let's go back to the Spanish flu in 1918, if I can get it correctly, 1918. And I'm going to go monthly over here too. You can see Rahu's in Sagittarius, Saturn is in Cancer, and Jupiter is in Taurus. So before any astrologer, and I will applaud you for having the courage and the conviction to come and debate me technically on everything that you've seen all this time. But before any of you come, remember that you will be technically challenged. Again, I'm going to reiterate the fact that this science is based, for human beings, it is based on three foundational mathematical variables: time, date, and place. So even if I were to just take the Harari, if I just take based on Prashna, which I think is a load of nonsense too, even then you cannot draw any correlations. So all of these guys, all of these women, all of these so-called astrologers playing these silly games with the minds of people, please stop. I implore you to please stop. Look how you can singularly help these people, help them in their trying times, whether it is financially or whether it is from their medical astrology. Please do that, rather than prying on vulnerable people, trying to scam them of their hard-earned money, especially in these times. These are horrible negative karmas. So I implore all of you, anyway, whatever you choose to do, that is your own karma. But irrespective, I thought it was prudent that I discuss these things and tell you that anybody telling you or any of these videos, please forward them my video, which talks about what really is a true astrological analysis. Well, there's no really analysis, so to say. I just wanted to draw these correlations. All right, folks, my website again is www.starsandastrology.com. Again, thank you for listening, and stay safe. Bye.